All right. Is everybody physically, if not emotionally, prepared?
Yes.
I are returned.
Huzzah! Oh, so now what?
I still cursed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Um, well, let's kick off with everybody rolling a charisma check in the tower.
Why did 3 dice go then?
Uh, there's
Or was
three
that
of
all of us
you.
doing it? Yeah,
Yeah,
alright.
you all did it at the same time.
I thought that were my dice.
All right, that was interesting. So, you made a mention of the what I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, Kymir has realized that he might be cursed. That was something that happened last session. What else happened?
Poisoned Anders due to curse.
Yes, accidental poisoning of surviving town council members.
We dumped the lizard folk off on Anders and Trivett. Well, on Trivett races because Anders is ill.
Yes.
We chased after some bandits. So we spent like 2 hours trying to work out why Anders was dying. And doing like the Scooby Doo thing.
Like, oops, we
And
keep
then we
killing
chased after some
Anders.
bandits. Yeah.
But it's
Fun
that butler
times.
you don't trust.
Well, I'd offer him a drink.
You also went shopping.
Yes, we did.
There was some selling of things and purchasing of things at the faithful quartermasters of Milicia. But other than that, you pretty much mounted your donkeys. I mean, I'm trying to like struggle. If there was a specific, very important piece of information that was mentioned last week that we haven't already talked about, that I really really should remind you of, but I'm drawing blanks right now. So maybe one day I will actually archive the sessions, and everybody can refresh their memories for themselves, just in case there was an important little tidbit, scattered among the rocks somewhere, crashing against the
No,
cliffs.
because you mentioned that you'd sort of like been gently hinting at the cursing thing for a couple of sessions. So,
But
and
who
we'd
knows?
finally
I
twigged.
mean, who knows how many things I gently hinted at really over time. And they're just swishing around flotsam in this trash sea of words that I throw at you every session. So who knows? Who knows?
Well, to be fair, you should.
Well, that's the thing. I'm getting old, so
Don't even get me started.
the memory is not what it once was. I have notes of a lot of things, though. Sometimes incomprehensible, but I do have notes. So, yes, you all hopped on some donkeys that you borrowed from, I think you borrowed it from the guard.
Yes.
You didn't steal donkeys, did you?
No, they told us we could have them, didn't they? So we
Okay,
grabbed
just
them on the way out.
grab them from the guard tower stable.
Yeah.
So, um, for the last 2 minutes or so, the only thing that's been floating through my head is one of the characters from Cats on stage singing "Memories of what happened last session."
That's the melody playing underscoring this entire sequence for our 1.2 listeners. We may have 2.4 listeners. I don't know. It could be high times. People don't have things to do while they're at home. At least in America, because we're still like at home because we have no plans.
Oh dear.
Our company said it work from home all the way through the end of the year already.
Yeah.
Wish mine bloody had.
All that time I spent we spent talking about Nando's where I could have been like doing last minute things to prepare. I didn't.
Okay.
But let's bring it back to you guys were doing a donkey chase, chasing some bandits out of town. Now, granted, these were stragglers, because you had taken a hour-long rest and then you spent a couple hours going shopping and going to poison Anders at his house. But there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of hustle bustle because people are still dealing with the lingering after effects and recovery at the mudslide that happened in the styes. And of course, all these kind of bandits running around, some of them making their escape. For the most part, they're making their escape out the main gate, that main road of town, as far as you know. And those are the ones you chased. Some stragglers riding stolen horses, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they didn't borrow their horses from the guard. And donkeys. And you, I think, didn't you manage to, did you capture one?
Yes, I believe we had one unconscious.
It's tied to a horse, donkey.
Tied to Shaefira's donkey?
Think so.
And another one has gotten away around the bend.
Yeah, all I've got is we knock one of them unconscious for questioning later, and one of them escapes.
So where we left it is one of them is gotten out, has out of sight now, out of view, and is somewhere ahead of you on the trail, as far as you know. And then there's this unconscious guy. Everybody else has been killed except for like the horses and the donkeys that the other bandits were riding, making their escape. They are now free from bandit ownership and are now just grazing happily along the Crimson River. Because, you know, it's not their race.
They don't care.
I know, it just made me giggle a lot.
Oh, she's off.
So what are you guys doing now? Oh, Stiiv did not have a great time riding his donkey. He's not having fun, I don't think.
I believe he misty stepped across the river.
No,
He was talking about it.
no, he was very slowly leading his donkey across the river, at which point the donkey got spooked because I rolled a 1. He got bucked off the donkey into the river, flat on his back, and would have been sputtering and trying not to drown, but he breathes water because he's weird. And so he just kind of laid there on his back with the water rushing over him for a few minutes. And then his patron, quite annoyed, said that he needed to get his ass in gear and get the codex page back. At which point he said, "It's a little difficult to do while I'm poisoned like this. Can you do something about that?" So he vomited up a bunch of tentacle slugs, and
Got
with
better.
them went the poison. And then he got back on the bridge and slowly walked the donkey over the course of 20 minutes to catch up to everyone.
You've never seen a donkey tiptoe until now.
Awesome.
Just down the trail, quite carefully. But the three of you have convened together. You're on the trail, leading out of town alongside the Crimson River. It's still rocky. There's still a lot of cliffs and jagged outcroppings. A lot of bushes have started to spring up. You're not so close to the coast that it's only grasses and brush. So there are actual shrubbery and trees around the place where there aren't just rocks. But you've caught up with each other. And there is an unconscious bandit on Shaefira's donkey. What do you want to do next?
No.
Oh, Shaefira, is the bandit in front of you? Like, where's the bandit in relation to you riding on this donkey? Are you like dragging him behind?
What? I can't remember what we said we did. Did I say that we slung him over the back of the donkey?
I think you
tied him
did say
up.
you slugged him
Yeah.
over the back. Are you like riding in front of him, riding behind him?
Riding in front.
And he's just dangling there behind you.
Yeah. I'm actually
Right.
resting. She's resting her back against his bulk.
Oh, he's like
so it's like
a lumbar pillow.
She's like yeah. Lower back support.
Yeah, it's very important. Bandits are good for something. So what do you want to do now?
I already
Well-
said my idea.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said shoot him.
You wanted us to keep him alive to question him.
I didn't say that. That was
You
your
did.
guys' idea.
No. It was you said that. I agreed it was a good idea.
I feel like there was like some consensus that to not kill everybody.
That was
For the
before.
I don't know if questioning was the goal as much as maybe torture or something.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that was before getting thrown off the donkey repeatedly while poisoned, eating shit, and then getting chucked off the bridge. I'm a little annoyed at this point.
Oh, well,
Steve
we know how that
wants
is.
to use violence to deal with his feelings.
Well, you can question him. I say with air quotes, if you like.
Okay.
Yep.
So he's
Crap out of
floating
him.
over the donkey, right? Like legs on one side, head on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna walk up to the side of the donkey with the head and go forward, quarter circle forward, heavy punch, and sure you can the donkey or him, the bandit, off the donkey onto the other side of the ground. No risk of actual damage because he's weak as hell. But it'll look cool. Especially if it fails.
What are you saying? You roundhouse kicking?
No. Okay. Hold on. I have to put this in.
Do we
in
need a
Discord
GIF?
then for those who are not
This is going to be a pop culture reference.
apparently. Yeah. This is that. Yeah. Definitely. I guarantee of the 2.4 listeners, 2.4 of them will know what a shoryuken is. And of course, the GIFs aren't loading. So let me try pulling it up on this computer. Because I have Discord open in 3 different locations right now. Why wouldn't I?
I just love
Oh,
how like
lovely. It's not loading here either.
Discord chat though has like peri peri dry confirmed dry rub.
Well, I just went through the
Part-
entire product list, and that's the only one that's
Super
in the pouch.
important. One day Nando's will be our sponsor. It'll be like 2048,
there we go.
but okay.
Finally, it loads. All right. Shoryuken is in Discord.
Yeah. Now I know what
So
you're
there's
about.
some lift there, huh?
Shoryuken.
So
Or
should
an
I
attempt.
make Steve do an athletics check to see if he can look like that when he's doing it?
Yeah, with the except instead of fire, it's going to be like greenish, poisonous mist
Uh-huh.
that's not actually poisonous. And yeah, you know what? Athletics. Wow, he's actually pretty good at that. I'm okay, but not with a 4.
But today Steve is jazzercising.
No. He is prancercising.
So
And it
yeah, Steve stumbles up to the donkey like an angry nerd.
There's an octopus on him.
does the shoryuken and like cracks his knuckles and ow!
Yeah, he does that uppercut, and it's enough to knock the bandit, off of the donkey. But Steve kind of gets his fist like caught up in the dude's armor, and he stumbles forward just as the donkey lets out a big fart. So he gets a little stink cloud in the face.
Nice.
And then disengages, steps back, but the dude is like, whoomph. And he lets out, the bandit lets out an audible grunt. So he's just like on the opposite side of consciousness, but he felt it. And the donkey makes out a little sound.
Uh,
Oh, and let me put the little visible bandit. Give him a pity hit point. Now what?
now he's got nerd rage going on. So he's banded awake,
The bandit is like still kind of unconscious. He's like groaning, but he's not really super attuned to what's going on. Like he's in that like just 5 more minutes stage in the morning where he's still pressing the alarm to like shutting the alarm and going for the 9 minutes of sleep or whatever. Snoozing. He's snoozing.
Oh, I did that 3 times before the session.
And
And
I'm going to go up and shake him.
All right, you shake him.
Yeah, wake up.
He's like, just 5 more minutes.
No, wake up now.
Look, I'm down. I'm down. Yeah, you win, man. You win.
What do we want to know? Do we want to know where they're going?
I wouldn't know what he sounds like when he screams.
Did you say that out loud to him?
Oh yeah, and he has no mask of many faces on, so he's got the full crown of thorns going on, the extensive black markings with green bleeding through them on his face.
And he's
Next
like,
to a tiefling who is hornier.
So I'm going to look at the bandit and say, you heard my little friend here. He wants to do things to you. I just want to get some answers out. Yeah. Where are you headed?
we're just getting out of town. Yeah,
No, I don't believe you. Where are you headed?
we're supposed
And
to
I'm
be.
just going to slap him gently.
Ooh. Don't let the crazy one get me.
Better tell us what we need to know, otherwise I'm just going to let him play with you as much as he wants.
Do I look like I know anything? I mean, okay, we're headed toward Conk's Folly.
Do we know what that is? Does Steve know what that is?
Yeah, Steve.
Do I?
Steve has an idea.
Okay.
Okay, and what were you intending to do when you got there? Give him another shake.
We're he's coughing up a little dribble of blood now.
Oh.
Because he wasn't conscious. He had injuries. We're just to meet the ship.
What ship?
Can we revive him a little bit just to keep him going a bit longer?
Well, I better not feed him out because that'll go badly. I can feed him afterwards.
I could give him some tasty bacon.
I mean, did he fall back unconscious?
He's kind of in and out. He's like a burger shop man.
Steve, kick him.
Let's see what we have here. Hold on, I have an idea. Or maybe I have an idea. Oh, this is going to be evil. Okay. Kind of grab him by the collar a little bit. You hear a. He goes, don't swallow. And
You cut out.
like it would be. Oh, dang it. Did it cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard don't swallow.
Okay.
Which woo?
So he's going to grab him by the collar, look him dead in the face, kind of reach behind his back, and you hear a. Well, the first one I did was better. There we go. And then splashing him in the face, he goes, don't swallow, and splashes a bunch of the poisoned rum. Like, he was going to use water, but he doesn't have any, so. Right next to a river, I guess I could have just gotten some, but. Oh well.
This bandit apparently has been at sea a great deal, so you splash him with a rum. It gets in his eyes and it stings. But he's not he doesn't seem to be poisoned. He's just doing that kind of like cough, cough, glug, glug, like you're Chinese water torturing him a little bit.
Yeah, he knows better than to gulp down seawater.
Yeah, this you get the idea that he's been in this situation before. That life on the sea is not easy.
So does,
Especially if you're the cabin boy.
does that mean we think he's a bit more with it now?
He's like here, you know. He's not dead yet.
Okay, then I'm gonna
He's
lean.
not in the best of health though.
I'm gonna lean in really close and say, "My friend isn't ready for you to die yet, so you better tell him what he wants to know."
Bonus action, Toby will curl up from a rock behind him, wrap himself around his torso, and the tip of his tentacle will start looking at him in the face. I mean, he has no eyes, but just, threateningly presenting tentacle.
And the bandits scream, "Yeah, get it off me! Get it off me!"
What were you gonna do when you met the ship?
It's right. I hope.
And what about Spitfire Cardigan?
Oh, well, I mean, she was with the group. I mean, my buddies, we were the last ones out. We got hung up. We missed the boat out of the dock.
Does that mean that that's how the rest of them got out? Then, do we think?
And we need to know who stole the things as well.
I mean, some people. I know there are like a lot of the bandits, a lot of the pirate guys. They got away through the gate. We're trying to catch up with them.
That's cute. He thinks they're waiting.
I mean, I'm not the kind of person that they tell everything to.
Okay.
I don't know what Spitfire Cardigan is supposed to be doing. I mean, she's the kind of person who just blows things up the way she wants too.
Rifle his pockets and and see if he's got if he's carrying anything
The
important.
Broncos
Leave him.
seems unlikely, doesn't it? Well,
His
I
name
suppose we
is
should.
Raymond K. Hessel.
I mean, you rifle his pockets. He's got a few silver and gold, just pocket change, really.
Put them in my pocket then.
Okay, just give yourself like 5 silver and 2 gold.
Okay.
He's got
What
a light crossbow and a few bolts were in a quiver on his back. He's got a scimitar. He looks like just a grunt bandit guy who wasn't smart enough to do his job and get away.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of him and say, right, Steve, this guy don't know. You can have him.
My turn.
Go for it.
I step back.
It's like the "Are we having fun yet?" portion of the session.
So I will step right in front of him, look him dead in the face, bend over real funny at an angle, like so his legs are straight up, bend over sideways at the hip, and then keep going down and then turn his head up. So it looks really unnatural and funny. Like made of rubber or something. And look him in the face. And he has like 1 hit point, right?
Yeah. Maybe 0.5 hit points.
Point the short sword at his throat and goes, "Tell me, have you ever danced with an octopus in the pale moonlight?" Hold action. As soon as he gets 1 syllable out, Eldritch Blast, point blank.
And his head explodes as the green smoke just concusses his head out of existence.
Okay.
Whip his
Not
head
all over
back
him.
like it's a Clairol commercial.
Do a deck save to see if you get caught in the gore spray.
Oh no, he's gonna
Hey.
intentionally fail that one then.
Okay. So there's
That's
this.
what I mean. He's covered in gore, whip his hair back, or not hair, well, horns back, like he's in a Clairol commercial. Herbal essences, not Clairol. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so splashback of gore. Some of it gets on the leg of one of the grazing horses, and it looks a little bit nonplussed. Moves back a little bit and picks a new patch of grass that doesn't have brain matter on it to nibble on. Yeah, bandit is dead.
Okay. I'm gonna go rifle the other guys.
You
See if
rifle the
any-
other guys. Nobody has anything interesting in their pockets. You find a little bit more change. Another 5 gold, like 12 silver, a couple coppers. There's more bolts and just, really
Holding them.
mundane gear. Your standard bandit booty. They don't have anything that you can tell that's of any exceptional value.
Okay. I guess we try and track the other guy then. Unless, Steve, you know where this meeting place is and a quick way of getting there.
I mean, vaguely. How much do I know about this location?
Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I wrote out a whole description about this the location and what Steve might know. And I'm like trying to locate where I put that very useful piece of information. Since I didn't do it before the session. This is crazy.
Why would you prepare?
I'm pretty sure I remember actually doing something.
In that case, why would you save it in a normal place so you'd find it again?
Maybe this is just the whole like information session that I had with my brain at some point in time and I didn't document it. What Steve does know about Conk's Folly. Oh, here it is. He knows that Conk's Folly is a stretch of beach. And he knows it's called that because marine animals are easy to catch there between the fall and winter months. From Cisferos to Ire. Throughout late spring and summer, though, local fishers tend to not go there because it's the spawning season and they're like sustainable fishers.
Good for them.
But this is the time of year where that stretch of beach becomes fairly active for smuggling activities. Steve knows that as smuggler activities, they typically go the water route to get to Conk's Folly. But he knows that you guys are enough far out of town that the road that you're on, it'll eventually lead to Conk's Folly as well. Just, it's the inland route. People don't take it that often. They're usually on this road to head north or west.
So we just follow the road?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It'll get there. It's slower than taking a boat straight out of Saltmarsh, but it'll get there. But you've chased far enough now that it will take you more time to back up and grab your jolly boat.
Okay,
Than
then
to just continue along the road, theoretically.
I guess we do that.
Giddy up.
Can I trade donkeys with someone? Mine has an attitude problem.
Why don't you get one of them that's green?
Well, I think they're green because they aren't being ridden
I know, but you
by
could swap.
Steve.
Well, yeah. Well, you could try and swap to see if it makes a difference.
This is just
Or
prejudice against aberrant dragon marks.
we could just I don't know.
Is it worth taking the horses and pretending to be the other bandits? No, because that guy got away from us, didn't he? Never mind.
How far is it?
How far is what?
Like, I mean, I imagine I would have an idea on, from where we are now towards Tonks Folly, uh, on the overland route. I mean, I would imagine I'd have like a vague idea. Like, are we talking like an hour, 3 hours, a day?
You're not quite sure how long it takes to get there by road because you've always gone by water. But just in general geographic locations, you feel like you're probably a couple miles away from the general area.
So pretty
So
close.
between, yeah, 40 minutes to 3 hours, depending on how circuitous the route is.
Yeah. You know that it's not going to take you like an entire day of hiking to get there as long as you guys don't get lost.
But you said that now.
I said that because I know you.
Exactly.
Does anyone in the
Well,
party have a compass?
I do actually.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I'm lying.
We did have a compass.
Was it in the bag?
Oh,
No,
The
no,
now
navigator's tools. Nope, nope.
you do
it's
have
in-
navigator's
it's part of
tools.
the navigator's tools.
So you have a compass.
I would imagine it's
That would
in the
sound like
navigator's
partner.
tools,
Yeah.
which are in my backpack. But it says it says this set of instruments is used for navigation at sea. This proficiency with navigator's tools lets you chart a ship's course and follow navigation charts. At sea, I would imagine a compass there. There.
Do a survival check. Just to kind of give us an idea of how much experience does Steve have navigating on land? Okay, so Steve has, this isn't his first time having to wander around on land. His skills are not limited to just sea-based navigation. So
All right, Steve. Choose your donkey.
I'll keep mine. Maybe we've built some sort of bond of failure. And now that we're not trying to chase people, maybe it'll not suck.
So you're clopping down the road on your donkeys. Is Kymir still on this map? Where's Kymir?
A bit further to
Oh.
the east. Yeah. I will say that I have sauntered up to the rest of the group.
Steve's just a little bit pokey behind. Make one animal handling check.
As
Uh-oh.
a group,
Yeah, each of you.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be an average. And luckily, Steve rolled a nat 20 because otherwise,
Deep shit.
there was gonna be an event. But Steve handled his donkey so well. Finally, did you trade donkeys? I have a feeling you traded donkeys after all. This is like a donkey tentacles donkey.
Toby's actually controlling the donkey.
Yeah, Toby's doing the animal handling now. I feel like Thulgrin's probably saying something and we're just not hearing him.
no,
I'm guessing so.
I was over here thinking that if Toby's steering the donkey loves it because it just feels like he's getting licked constantly.
Brushes, all the brushes.
All the licky brush.
Oh, I'm so tickled. But Toby is doing such a good job managing the animals that he stops Kymir and Shaefira's donkeys from bolting a little bit when they get near a bush that has some buzzing happening around it. And there's like you can see there's signs of like some wasps and stuff, and Shaefira and Kymir's donkeys out in front, they are about to get kind of startled, kind of afraid of getting stung. But no, Toby manages it all. He's like gently urges the donkeys away from the buzzy bush, and everything's safe and calm, tranquille. And you continue along the path until you get around a bend. And I'm going to share more maps with you. One of these maps is a small version as a reference of like the whole area. To make it easier for you to like look at the whole thing at once as you go through this explorer area.
Fogawar.
Your straight on view is like that. And then let me give you the larger map. Or put you on the larger map. All right, do you have two maps now?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so as you round the bend, there's stone outcroppings, shrubbery, and trees that all conspire to obstruct your vantage point of the road ahead. You do not see the bandit that got out of you, nor their donkey.
I mean, I'd imagine not. He's like half an hour ahead of us at this point.
Straight ahead, maybe, I don't know, another. I'm not going to measure it out directly, but another 150 feet, you see that the road seems to turn again. And beyond that, there is what looks like to be kind of a forest outcropping. To your immediate, to your left, there's more like forest and trees and bushes. To your right, there are rock outcroppings where it's kind of like a cliff situation here, where the rocks are blocking your path and immediate view.
Seems like perfect. Oh, damn it, I can't think of the word.
Ambush.
Nope. That's it. That's the one. Yes. Perfect ambush area.
Roll a perception check in the tower. Is Steve perceptive?
Steve is luxuriating in his gore.
So Steve's not even trying to pay attention. Kymir and Shaefira, you are being paranoid and you're listening for any sound of movements in the underbrush. You're looking above for any signs of figures, maybe on the cliffs above, up to mischief. And you don't see or hear anything from where you are. You do see in the far distance, in that copse of forest that's straight ahead, you think you see fruit trees.
Okay.
And Shaefira and Kymir, because you're to the left of where Steve is, you managed to eke out a little teeny view of what you think up ahead, that there might be a narrow foot-worn path climbing east through the underbrush.
Okay. Well, can I look to see if I can see? Oh, I'm probably not going to find out. But can I look to see if I can see any tracks from the bandit that ran away?
Yes. Where are you going to search? Or like you can move yourself to the area you're searching.
I will. Yeah, I will. I will move just to here to start with, just to see if I can see that his tracks followed the road, or if he went off before or after.
Do a survival check in the tower. Uh, you see that like from looking at the road, you can't really tell one set of prints apart from another. You can tell that there's been a decent amount of traffic on this road. Horses, it's things that are hooved with their shoe marks. You also see what trails that look like wagons and carts. So it's not a completely desolate road. There has been traffic, and you can't discern uh, specific signs of specific people.
Okay.
You do see that also on the path to the right, there are some prints, big and small, but you can't discern what type of creature they belong to. Whether it's like, whether they're humanoid or whether it's a small creature or anything like that, you can't really discern.
Okay.
Just big and small footprints of some
Turn
creature.
to the other guys and just shrug and go, I don't know if they've been this way or not. All right, so I guess we go a bit further north to see if we can see on that path that you said that
And I
we
should
could
say now that you've passed, let me undo some more of because you've actually physically. Uh-oh, something might have frozen on my end, which is bad because it might mean I need to restart. Yep, can you hear me talk?
Yes.
Okay, so my mouse is frozen. Let me try to reset it.
You hear this furious banging while Bonnie bangs it on the desk. Work, you bugger!
Whew! It's really sucks when it doesn't recover from that, and I have to actually restart to force it to recover. So you do see that
That happens
the
with like
trail
controllers.
continues.
Oh, there. Right, okay.
What?
Discard. Commands on it, that's
That
me.
you saw prints, big and small.
Yep.
I'm looking at Discord now. Big Prince, Little Prince. That's adorable.
Okay. But from what Steve knows, he doesn't think that that path to the east will actually involve where this Conks Folly, was it?
Do another survival check. Steve.
Tower or out? All right.
Steve, do it in the tower. Steve has not traveled that path before, but he says that it's kind of going in a direction that doesn't lead away from the coast.
It's not the wrong way.
Helpful, Steve. Really.
Like if it was heading the opposite way, he'd be kind of like, well, that would be going the opposite direction of where I think we want to go. But he doesn't know if that path specifically leads anywhere good.
Can I
Or
do
bad.
another check to see if I can see any tracks on that road, that path?
On that path?
Yeah.
Move yourself. Adjust yourself accordingly.
Get me.
That's all. You see from that vantage point that the path seems to diverge a little. And it forks. One path leading, kind of winding around to the east and south a little. The other
And
one winding around to the northeast. And it seems to be going up a hill.
and I took the one less travel.
I should have you roll another survival thing to like investigate.
Okay, in the tower or just...
Yeah, in the tower.
See, I was just quoting Robert Frost.
Okay, Kymir, what you can tell is you think you see, you smell something like a little bit of pong, and you feel like now that you've had a better look, that the smallest tracks that you've identified probably belong to skunks.
Right.
You see also that there is some rubble on the ground here, and you feel like some of the rocks on these cliffs might not be stable in this general area. And Stiiv kind of nods and he's like, yeah, there's a place around here somewhere called Rock Rain Pass. So that tracks.
Yeah.
But what about
Okay.
the other tracks? You do think that you see some humanoid-like tracks that are moving off to the southeastern path.
I guess I'm going to ask Stiiv if the southeast path would still lead to Conk's Folly.
He quickly takes his finger out his nose. What?
Is that the right direction? Points to the southeast.
Hold on. He will hold his finger up in the air in many directions and repeatedly lick it.
Let him say, you've got no idea,
And
have
lick
you?
it again. And go, the ocean is that way.
Which way did he
And
point?
attempt
And he
to make
points-
a survival check
You're making a survival check in the tower?
to discern which direction the ocean is vaguely.
Stiiv feels confident that the ocean is to the east. So going that way along the path would no doubt be headed in the direction of the ocean.
I don't know if it's Kong Folly, but the ocean's that way.
What do we reckon?
Well, I don't know.
Or do we just keep going north and follow it around? And go look at the fruit trees.
Probably poisonous fruit trees.
Well,
I
if
touch
he
them.
touches it, they are.
If Kymir touches him.
Yep.
Wait,
Everyone.
what if he goes over and walks along all the fruit trees and just like rubs his hands on the roots and they're poisoned forever?
Poison.
Maybe Kymir needs gloves.
Maybe I do. I will bear that in mind next time we get to civilization.
Or at least one glove for his touch in hand.
A dead body. Right. All right. Well, I don't have a preference. I don't know which way to go, which way is best. So I am throwing it open to the group.
What's Shaefira
Well, what
doing
happens
during
when
all
you
of this
like?
investigation and basking?
Sharpening her daggers. She's wondering whether we should just go north and have a peek round corner just to see what's there. And then if there's something bad, we could all come back and go the other way. I just feel like we need to know what's up there a bit.
Okay.
What do you think?
Go scout.
I'll get off my donkey because my donkey might make a noise.
And you can tell kind of like in general looking around that to the direct northeast of Kymir and where you are on your donkeys, the immediate terrain seems to kind of be a small hillish mountain kind of tall rock outcropping.
So we're at Sinangaru. Okay.
That kind of broke up a bit, Steve.
I said, so we're at Sinangaru. Okay.
Right.
He said a hillish mountain.
A hillish mountain.
That's kind of the the closest definition to a hillish mountain ever.
Like it's a peak. Not a miserable kind of peak, but it's definitely a peak where like it's blocking your view of the surrounding terrain and you can't tell what's at the top of it. But Kymir is guessing that one of the paths, the northernmost path, footpath that he's investigating, leads upward to that peak, and the other one is leading away from the peak.
I am back to I don't know which way to go.
No, me neither.
There's basically three choices.
Too many, Joy.
So, who wants to go? Who wants to follow the road? Type a Y or no, type a R in party chat. Okay. And Stiiv, you want to like?
He's just gonna follow along, pointing towards the ocean like that. It's that way.
He is the compass now. He only points ocean in the oceanly direction. It's like his true north.
That road to the north bends around to the east. Doesn't that mean it'll still be pointing in the direction?
Yeah, it looks
of
like
the
it's bending around to the east.
So we're either going to be going the long way round, or we're going to be going the right way to avoid the crap that the DM potentially has put on the peak.
That the DM has put to give you a hard time.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that could happen on the road?
Bloody dragon shits on us.
Maybe, yeah. Like what? Stiiv
Let's do
gets
the
thrown
road.
off a bridge. I mean, what's the harm in that?
All right. Yeah, let's keep heading north then.
Yeah. I mean,
Adjust yourselves accordingly.
Okay. Oh, Shaefira is being brave.
Your view of the trees opens up more.
Definitely bending to the east.
That's what she said.
That's what you did earlier in front of that bandit.
There is, there's lots of trees to the north. You see a very prominent fruit tree. It looks like it has peaches on it, like millions of peaches on it.
Peaches for me.
Oh,
It's like a small clearing. It's framed by several trees. There's also a very large maple that looks like if you you can see signs that its trunk has been milked for sap, much like the bloodroot tribe. The bloodroot trees were being milked for their sap back in the ruins of Marseval. But this maple tree, they're obviously going for that maple syrup.
Kymir, stay away from the maple tree.
oh, but
Funny you should mention maple syrup and peaches at the same time.
Everybody, roll a perception check. Who is actually
what did you just put in this?
in the towers? I'm sorry, in the towers. And
It's
I gotta check Discord.
peach and maple syrup.
Sorry,
Eh,
what?
It's disturbing.
It's rude, is what it is.
I was looking for a gif of the presidency of the United States of America doing peaches, and that popped up. And then as soon as it did, she goes maple syrup, and I was like, "Well, I gotta put it in Discord."
Kymir, Stiiv, you need to roll in the tower, or you're electing to be oblivious.
He's pointing at the ocean like that way.
And
that
now
guys.
your arm has shifted, so you're pointing a little bit to the south as well now.
You know what it is? He's doing the petulant teenager, like who knows everything. Like, I know where we're supposed to go. Oh my god, it's that way.
God,
Like
like
head
Misty
leaned
stepped
up,
there
eyes
already.
rolled up to the sky.
Why
Like,
don't we have
oh my
teleport?
god, could have been there already. Now we're gonna miss the churros.
Kymir notices enough that Kymir sees that at the base, like the area surrounding the tree, there's a couple squashed peaches, and there's remnants of a giant ant.
And what?
A giant ant.
Yeah, remnants of a giant ant.
Yeah.
Dude, rip their legs off. They taste like crab when you roast them.
Ants. They're the original land crab.
Okay. What do you mean by remnants of an ant?
Like it's not a live
It's a
ant.
corpse.
So someone's eating it?
It's a dead ant, and it's not in one piece.
It
And
is
there's
an
some
ex
squashed
ant.
peaches near it.
Is there any large footprints around?
You can do a survival check in the tower. You need to adjust yourself accordingly because this is a grass search. Kymir, you see a lot of prints.
Big footprints? Or just general prints?
You see some footprints. You see signs that, like, you think there might be like a wagon maybe did a shortcut this way because you see in the distance there is a stretch of road headed north. You also see that the road continues to your southeast.
Southeast seems to be leading back to where that other road went.
Well, yeah, it looks like it joins on, doesn't it?
Yeah. So maybe we just go with that, and if it joins on, then we've just gone a bit further around to.
It's almost like I told you so or something.
Steve's pointing that direction.
I'm just quickly checking that you're still
down
pointing
this
that way.
path.
He's full teenager right now.
At least now we know where to find peaches and maple syrup. So
It's always important. Yeah. Follow it that way. I'm just a bit concerned about them little rocks. Does that mean there's more rockfall? Well, can't really.
This road.
Well, it depends. Do you want any peaches?
You're picking them.
No, I won't pick them. Wow, I've got a perfect excuse not to pick food.
Oh my god, we could make schnapps. Peach schnapps.
Oh. Now you've done it.
So it's like Shaefira backing up, like, wait a second. And she puts her donkey in reverse.
I'll get my still out and
wait a
start making
second.
some schnapps.
Peach schnapps.
Yeah. Well, at least Shaefira is distant.
So what are you doing?
I think we just keep going southeast.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shaefira pauses momentarily. She's thinking peach schnapps, and Kymir is like, "Come on, we don't have time. Time's a wasting." And Stiiv is still pointing down the path. He's like, "This is the direction." And
look, we are proceeding in the direction I told you to go in the first place.
Well, you just went.
And you just right ahead down the through this kind of they're high stone outcroppings pinching this section of the road. The path is littered with rubble. Kymir is back behind because Kymir's like trying to reason out what's happening, what's going on, like what is really the good way to go. Stiiv is like, it's this way, and has ridden his donkey ahead. Shaefira's like, well, if I'm not going to make peace schnapps, let's get this over with, and has ridden ahead.
I mean, I'm not a distiller or anything, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to make schnapps on the back of a donkey while we're trying to chase people.
Well,
And as Stiiv and Shaefira reach almost like a choke point in this rocky pass, there's a rumbling sound.
Did I just get snuffed?
As a rolling boulder starts moving down the hill, and it bowls over Stiiv and Shaefira's direction, coming to a stop where it is. So you guys need to roll to see if you get out of the way.
Oh.
athletics, what we're rolling.
Roll a dex save.
I am so good at these.
Shaefira hops her donkey out of the way. But Stiiv is not so fast.
Oh no.
Kymir, watching this horror unfold, notices now that there are two figures up on the hill who provided the boulder for rolling.
Yeah, bit suspicious that a perfectly round boulder just suddenly appears.
Stiiv, having gotten squashed by this boulder, flat in the back, both he and his donkey take damage.
Oh, poor donkey. But the donkeys don't have that many hit points, and Steve's got way more hit points than his donkey.
I'm having problems clicking on things. And Stiiv takes...
Oh, ouch.
That's
I'm
a lot
not
of
sure he's
damage.
got that many hit
He
points.
takes 58 points of damage
Oh,
and is
Like,
squashed. Like,
donkey's
the
dead.
boulder is literally on him. The donkey dies instantly. But Stiiv is squashed and there's a rock on top of him.
Ow.
Rock meets Stiiv.
I have.
Roll
okay,
initiative.
Guys. It's okay, guys. I caught it.
Thanks, Steve.
I'm actually glad of that. That means I got a couple of turns before I start dying.
Oh, we're supposed to roll initiative.
Yep.
Sorry, I missed that.
Completely missed that. We were discussing tasty bacon situation.
Yeah, Kymir noticed that there are dudes up on the hill chuckling that they rolled and hit somebody, that they got a strike with their bowling or something. Or spare. Bowling for heroes. It's the new fun pastime for pirates. So the boulder kind of stopped when it landed on Stiiv, and it kind of hit up against the rock outcropping on the opposite side of the road. So it's been slowed considerably. Shaefira, you get to act.
So the boulder is still on Steve.
Yeah, like it is in the process of squishing Stiiv and has not moved on from his square.
Right. Well, Shaefira would like to try and push the boulder off.
Okay, it's not at a complete stop, so you can certainly aid, use your action to aid moving it along.
Okay.
That's going to be like a
yeah,
strength check, though, to see if you successfully accelerate the stone moving.
Risk it for a biscuit, eh?
Okay.
Strength save, yeah?
Yeah. Or no, check.
Oh, bollocks. Oh, that was a save. Wait a minute.
Do a
Let me
check.
just redo the check.
Or athletics check, if that's better.
Fuck's sake.
Okay.
Sorry, Steve.
You rear up your little donkey. You're riding like your head like Geronimo, and you run straight for this boulder, and you like try to rear up your donkey so it kicks the boulder and knock it out of the way. But your donkey just hits the boulder and stops. So you're like kind of stuck with like your donkey's hooves on the rock, and you can't really move until the boulder has its next turn.
Okay. Sorry, Steve. Right, so that was my action and movement.
Mm-hmm.
Or what? So my turn's over, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. I tried.
It was the thought that counted.
At least she didn't
At
step on
least-
you.
At least you
I
didn't
did-
roll lower. But see, she wouldn't have.
Hey.
It would have been hard for her to completely step on him because she's lucky as a
True,
halfling.
yeah.
So she would have had to roll 2 ones in a row to completely squish Steve, and really he's already squished, so she couldn't have made it worse. One of the pirates pulls out their crossbow and shoots at Kymir. And they hit with a 21.
Deflect that.
You can use one of your key points to deflect arrows. Oh, no, wait, the key point's
I've
only
got-
for throwing it back. Let me see what the damage would be, but I won't roll it on you.
Okay.
To see how much, and you calculate how much you absorb total.
Oh, it's monk level
So it would be
plus a
7 damage
dexterity bonus,
total.
plus a d10, so he's automatically gonna spot it.
Dex mod and monk level. So my monk level is
So yeah, definitely,
5.
because you're gonna be 8 as your base. So I only rolled
Yeah.
7, so you caught it and didn't take any
That's really good.
damage.
I believe I've got my key points back.
Yes.
I'm gonna chuck it back at it. So I just do a ranged
Do a
attack on him,
ranged
yeah?
attack. Yeah, do a ranged attack on Pirate Matey. And you hit him. Throw his bolt right back at him. And he takes 8 damage.
Ha ha, sucker!
Oh! You can hear the oof from the distance. Cuz he's like, like about say 15 feet away, but a good 30 feet up.
Right. So I'm assuming there's a slope up to them where they rolled the boulder down.
Yeah, there's that whole stretch of brown between Shaefira and Pirate Matey is a upward slope.
Yeah.
Kymir, it's your actual turn.
Okay. You say are they within 30 feet then, even if it's straight up?
From where Kymir is, they're about like 30 feet straight up from where you are. And a
Okay.
space way, so you can make out like their heads from where you are. You can't run straight up to them
No.
because of the climbing.
I was gonna cast Radiant Sunbolt at them, but I'm just wondering if that means that they'll be obscured.
You can aim for their heads with the sunbolt. They are partially obscured though.
Then
I would
am
do a
going to aim at the guy.
-2 to hit.
Okay. Like that?
Okay, so you hit with your sunbolt.
Yeah.
Pew!
Boom.
Do 5 damage.
Well, I don't want to get on that slope in case they decide to roll another boulder, so I'm going to stay put. Oh, no. Damn it. Can I retroactively move myself over towards Steve?
Yeah. Yeah, you have 40 feet. You can use them.
Right. And now I'm done.
The second pirate moves forward a little bit. And this one aims crossbow at Shaefira, shooting down the hill. Hits with an 18. And that does... Ignore what I just did. Oh, did I accidentally do it? I'll have to give him hit points back. Does 1 point of damage plus 4 total. Oh, I have to remember. I keep forgetting things. Okay. And then he moves a little bit out of the way again. Like, squeeze past. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Somehow I can't see him talking like that.
I'm moving all these old bandit animals out of the way. Stiiv, you're unconscious.
Yay!
So you get to do a death save. Success!
I
So
have
what is-
managed upon this turn to not die further.
So the boulder, it's been slowed by rolling over Stiiv and hitting the rock outcropping, and it bounces like a pool ball and rolls a little bit more slowly in the other direction. Oh, I moved Stiiv instead.
Does,
And
does my corpse put some English on it?
yeah, there's a little spin. And the boulder just keeps rolling off into the distance.
Bye, Boulder.
Hardly knew ye.
You've got to know it very well.
Yeah, Stiiv got to know it intimately.
Mm.
Shaefira.
Can I see Pirate Matey 1?
Looking up that hilly pathway where you dodge out of the way of the boulder that they rolled at you, you can see Pirate Matey 1 very well.
Okay, I will take a shot.
It's
at
just
him.
shooting up a hill. You totally hit them with a 25, doing 5 damage with your arrow. There's more oofs.
I guess that's it.
But Pirate Matey 1 has gotten shot a few times. He's not particularly happy about it. So he's decided to let off one more arrow, this time back at Shaefira. One more bolt, I should say. Hits her with a 23, doing 1 damage from his dexterity. Plus, for the bolt, 9 for a total of 10. And then he seems to bloop out of sight behind some rocks. And then you hear like there's some shoutiness happening. And you can see there's some vague signs of activity, like their heads like kind of dodge, bounce out of sight. So it's hard to get visibility of them, but they look to be busy doing something.
That doesn't bode well.
Maybe we should
Kymir.
run away.
Well, I was going to give my healing potion to Stiiv, but I'm concerned that it will poison him due to my curse.
Yeah, we haven't confirmed. I mean, we know that you'll poison mundane food items.
Mm.
But I don't know if we did a specific experiment that identified whether magical foodstuffs are affected.
Yeah, I don't think experimenting when he's dying is a good idea.
But you just poison him. I mean, would that be worse?
I see him off.
It would maybe give him disadvantage on his death saves. Does that happen? Does that count? Or is it just skill checks?
Don't
It's just
know.
skill checks, isn't it?
Nope. As far as I'm aware, it's attack rolls, skill checks, and saves.
Oh, so it would affect his death save. So yeah, maybe that would be a thing to not do.
Let me double check.
Yeah. So if I ran up that slope to them, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 squares. That's 30 feet. Is that consistent, or will it be slightly more than that because of the slope and everything?
You couldn't quite reach them. You see, there's kind of like a hump of rock that's blocking them right now.
Yeah.
So it would be difficult terrain
Mm.
to run all that way up there, so you wouldn't be able to make the whole thing unless you used a key point to do your was it abundant steppy kind of fleet
Yeah.
double dashy whatnot. She
Okay.
says,
So
giving you a
what
word
about
salad.
if I work out how to draw on this thing? Right. So I've got 40 feet, so I could move like over here.
The part that's covered by rubble,
Yeah.
each one of those steps takes twice the movement.
Well,
That's the
okay.
difficult terrain. But once you're off of those the rocky spaces, it's normal.
Hang on. Step of the wind. Bugger it. Let me do a step of the wind then. So I get dash as a bonus action.
Oh, Steve
Alright.
says this attack rolls and ability checks only, so you could totally have poisoned him.
Too late now, Steve. Sorry.
Opportunity missed.
Alright. So if I get onto that rock, can
So you
I
dash
see
up
them?
the hill, and there's like this big piece of rubble kind of blocking you that you would have to ease around to like be able to land punches on them. But what you see now that the rock was blocking before is both of these hobgoblins with their like pirate kerchiefs are dangling over the side of this secondary peak using a rope that is lashed around that rock. And
Use
they're
my
trying
side.
to rappel down the side and run away.
I want to cut the rope.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Gosh. I'm trying like how to check. Should I even check your proficiency with daggers or something like that? I don't think that's necessarily something. You cut a rope.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I was just gonna do it with a scythe because it's got a blade on it, hasn't it? I
all
ain't got any
right.
daggers.
So you whack it with your scythe. Do an attack roll in the chat just to see like if you roll like a 19 or a 20. Oh, you rolled a 19. So you hit the rope with your hands of fate with the scythe, and when the rope slices, and the blade clangs against the rock, and as that happens, there's this burst of electricity that expands from where you struck the rock, and both of the hobgoblins get like one burst of electric damage to them in the fray as they start to fall. So you can roll your electric damage on both of them. It's not like a damage over time thing or anything like that, but they did kind of like get a small electrocution.
Okay.
And you hear screams as they go, ah, and they fall down below. And each of them takes some bludgeoning damage from the fall. So one takes 14 damage and one takes 9. So one of them is unconscious.
That's going to be really good for his repelling efforts.
And the other one is bloodied, lying on the ground, and he's prone, but he's not dead.
Okay. How far's the drop?
It's about 30 feet.
You know, I'm done with everything. I don't think I've got anything else.
Yeah,
now,
you're
but-
you're standing on the ledge and you're looking down at the prone body of one guy who's kind of wriggling in place, looking shocked, like what just happened, and then the other guy is just a still twisted shell of the former hobgoblin he was. Like the leg twisted in an unnatural angle, his head to the side. There's a little pool of blood in the grass.
Well, shucks. That'll teach you to try and squish our friend. Right, I can't do what else. Would it break the mood if I asked for a quick break?
This would be a good time to break. Let us break officially for a couple minutes so people can go to the little adventurers room, get a drink, and have a smoke.
Back in a bit.
Okie dokie.